My name is Ronnie Worley, and this is Franklin Boulevard Media. I was born in Gastonia, North Carolina, at the old hospital on Highland Street, September of 1965. Grew up in Cramerton, spent my early years going to Cramerton School throughout junior high school, which is what we called it back in my day. Now it's middle school. Left Cramerton to go over to South Point High School. Originally, Cramerton had all grades, 1 through 12, just like all the old schools. And later on, then they consolidated the high schools, so Belmont and Cramerton merged to form South Point High School. So I went to South Point, graduated South Point in 1983, joined the North Carolina Army National Guard right out of high school, and went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma for basic training and served 6 years in the Army National Guard. Along the same time that I was serving in the Army National Guard, I was working part-time for Carruthers Funeral Home here in Gastonia. And upon being in the funeral business part-time for a little while, I was asked about going to mortuary college, and I did. I went to Gupton Jones College in Atlanta, Georgia in 84 and 85, and came back with a degree in mortuary science, which includes funeral directing and embalming, and worked full-time for Carruthers Funeral Home until 1988, and then I joined the North Carolina State Highway Patrol. As my career that I was most interested in was law enforcement. I had been interested in law enforcement and public service from a pretty young age, probably 15 years old, that I felt like I had a calling to go into public service of some type, and the Highway Patrol was where I wanted to go. I knew a lot of law enforcement officers in my community that were friends and sort of mentors for me. Saw them, the local police department, and just kind of wanted to pursue what they were doing. And the chief at the time, David Young, who still lives in Cramerton, he's retired from Cramerton Police. He encouraged me to go on the Highway Patrol. He knew I wanted to be in law enforcement, but he said, go to the Highway Patrol. He said, you can do more, you can achieve more at the Highway Patrol than you can. And whether that was true or not, but I went to the patrol, and I retired from the Highway Patrol in 2016. I served several places in the state, but mainly Albemarle, North Carolina, about an hour east of here. And then I went on to Raleigh, where I was on our motorcycle unit in Raleigh. I also worked at the training academy. And one of the interesting assignments I had, I was assigned to the governor's security detail in Raleigh. And the governor's security detail provides security, much like the Secret Service does for the president, but we provide security to the governor and First Lady of North Carolina. And so the Highway Patrol still maintains that duty today, and that's all mostly plainclothes work. And so I worked for Governor Mike Easley at the time, and Governor Easley was inaugurated in 2001. So I spent a few years at the governor's mansion, and I probably got a little bit of a taste of politics working at the governor's mansion. So several years down the road, I ended up back in my hometown of Cramerton, and moved back there after being gone for almost 20 years. And I saw that there was a need for public service in our community, just guiding the community in the direction that I thought it should go, and other people did. And so I was elected to city council first, served 2 years on city council, and then I was elected mayor of Cramerton, which was a great honor for me to be the mayor of the town where my grandmother had lived, my mother had lived, and then there I was in the position of mayor and helping to guide and lead the town. Of course, I always say in politics, one person doesn't do anything in politics. It takes a consensus, and you have to get community support, and you have to have the support of your board. So anytime you hear somebody in politics say, I did that, well, probably not. You may have been part of it. And so don't pat yourself on the back too much, because it takes a team of people, and it takes building that support from the community. But we did some good things in Cramerton. built some new parks. We consolidated our water service. We partnered with the city of Gastonia to form Two Rivers Utilities, which is still in existence today, still exists and will exist. Two Rivers Utility, with the merger that formed that, we were able to lower our water rates in Cramerton by about 25%, which was a real impact on certainly our senior population who were on fixed incomes, and the water bill had gotten pretty high. So saving them $25 or $30 a month on their water bill meant that they could buy medicine, they could buy the food that they needed, and not have to worry about putting that all toward utility payments. So even though that's something that doesn't sound like really exciting, it put money back in people's pockets that needed it, and I liked being able to help those folks. Certainly there was a lot of people that, $25 or $30 didn't mean anything, and over time, $25 a month, that adds up. I served 2 terms though there in Cramerton, and we not only did we consolidate our utilities, we consolidated our police department with the town of McAdenville. We merged with McAdenville for the first time in Gaston County, one police department actually serving 2 different municipalities. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the county, and I'm not sure if it exists anywhere else in the state, but the Cramerton Police Department serves the town of McAdenville and the town of Cramerton. That was the first step. The next thing we did, we merged our fire departments, and so our fire department, Cramerton Fire Department, serves the town of McAdenville. And all this was about cost savings and efficiency. And it was cost efficient for the city of McAdenville, town of McAdenville, to partner with us in Cramerton. And I like to think partnerships is what makes governments work better. When we're able to partner, we're not an island. We're not just out trying to do everything on our own. We can help someone else can help us, just like Gastonia helped us with our water situation. We were able to help a smaller town with their emergency service and first responders. So, and those partnerships still exist, and they've been successful. And that's what when I ran for county commissioner in 2016, I had retired from the Highway Patrol and ran for county commissioner for the South Point Township, which is Belmont, Cramerton, McAdenville, Lowell, part of Gastonia, and so that area, kind of the southeast portion. I wanted to come to the county to continue forming partnerships, whether it be with the county and Gastonia, which we have created some partnerships that have benefited all residents in the county. And a lot of people look at Gastonia and they think, well, I don't live in Gastonia. I don't want to pay for what Gastonia's doing, and I understand that. But what's good for Gastonia helps the rest of the county. Gastonia brings people to the county, which helps us with our sales tax. It helps with hotel and occupancy taxes, all the hotels that are here, and the different amenities that come here. We have the Whitewater Center in Mecklenburg County, but now we got Crowder's Mountain State Park just west of Gastonia, which is a huge draw for tourism. People coming to hike and mountain climb and rappel and doing some of those things. So and now the honey hunters are here, and the Fuse, the Caramont Health Park that's located in West Gastonia. And I applaud the local leaders of the city of Gastonia with wanting to put a focus on the west side of Gastonia, which had seemed to be forgotten in some ways. All the development in Gastonia had kind of taken place on the east side with the mall and Franklin Square and Gaston Mall, but they saw that the opportunity was right to start investing in the downtown area and the west side of Gastonia. And now that investment's paying off. We're seeing boutique hotels, we're seeing apartments, we're seeing nice restaurants that used to be if you wanted to go to a nice restaurant, you went to Charlotte. You don't have to do. You can go to the Esquire. You can go to Webb. You can go to some of the other places that are in downtown, and I don't mean to leave anybody out. And we're getting what we deserve in Gastonia and Gaston County now that our local leaders have decided, let's invest in ourselves. Let's invest in our own people and see what happens. And I think that's creating a lot of excitement for me. And I went last year. I was a season ticket holder for the Honey Hunters game, and people were, getting excited about seeing baseball in downtown. And now we're going to have concerts and other events. Festivals are going to be held. So the ballpark is not just about baseball. It's going to be about festivals, bringing in the community, all types of music, from rap to rock to country, and you name it. Brandon Bellamy, you probably had a chance to meet Brandon. Brandon, he's excited about Gaston County, and he's not even from here. He's from D.C., but Brandon came in, and he looked at Gastonia as a place he wanted to invest. So that means a lot to me when someone from out of state looks at our county and our city and says, I want to put my money there because this is growing and this is going to be a good thing. So and therefore I continue to want to serve in that public capacity, and my shirt and my hat indicate that I'm running for the North Carolina House of Representatives. And I spent a lot of time in Raleigh on the highway patrol. And as I mentioned about being at the governor's mansion, I was there at the seat of government. I sat in a lot of meetings with the governor of North Carolina, with legislators and other state leaders. And I thought the time was right for me to give Raleigh a try. But I want to go to Raleigh to benefit the citizens of Gaston County and the state at a larger, but I will go and represent my constituents in Raleigh if I'm elected, and I will look to bring transportation dollars back to Gaston County. Transportation is an issue that continues to as we grow, we are experiencing higher traffic. If you ride on I-85 in the mornings or in the afternoon, you see that there's lots of traffic, all our surface roads, so we need to invest in transportation. Secondly, I want to make sure we continue to invest in education, and we need to give our young people the best chance at being successful in life. And so career technical education is a part of the schools, that culinary arts, welding, the first responders, firefighters, EMS, police officers, we have those programs in place in our public schools now, because not every child is going to go to college. The ones that are going to college, good for them. Go to college, get in the profession that you're wanting to be in. But we need truck drivers, we need plumbers, we need electricians, we need those people to fill the jobs that support our citizens in Gaston County and elsewhere around the state. So there's many avenues to success, and we need to open up those avenues to our young people, make sure that they are exposed to as many opportunities as they can. And if college is their choice, good for them. If a career in a trade is their choice, we want to help them with that too. So I want to make sure we invest in education. And I also, coming off of that, law enforcement and criminal justice, and being able to support our first responders as well. Some of our first responders are having difficulties, even and also teachers, affording quality housing locally. They may have to go outside the county or go west maybe to where houses are more affordable. We need to make sure that they are getting the pay that they need, that they can afford housing. But affordable housing is another issue that we need to be working on as well, because we have a segment of our population that are falling through the cracks. They're working and they just can't afford a home of their own. Rent is getting higher. I talked to a person just this week that said, apartment rent, the average apartment rent in Gastonia is $1,000 a month. That's a lot of money out of your monthly income if you're paying $1,000 a month for housing. And if you can't afford to buy a home, you're going to have to rent a place, or you're going to be homeless. And homelessness is also an issue that we have worked on as a county, and we need more work. We're not finished with that, but we need to continue to address the homelessness issue, and especially homeless veterans. But there's homeless women, there's homeless children, and that focus, we need to continue that. And how can citizens get involved and support our homeless situation? Well, you can be involved with some of our local organizations that are addressing that. Habitat for Humanity is one organization that is working to address that. We've also have boards that a task force for homelessness, so people that want to volunteer. Certainly, faith-based organizations are assisting with this. Habitat, we have money from the federal government in the American Recovery Act that's coming to us that we're going to be able to put some money toward the homelessness situation. We've also addressed some zoning and laws that allow developers to build smaller houses or tiny houses that you've maybe seen that are 400 to 800 square feet, very small for a home, but yet for a single person could live in a 400 to 800 square foot house. They've got a roof over their head, they've got heat when it's cold, air when it's hot, and sanitary facilities that they're able to take a bath and use the restroom and take care of themselves. That's about health. When people are living on the street, they're not getting the health care that they need, and so there's many avenues that we're working certainly through our health department. But Contegra Family Health is also located. Contegra is a health care organization that will provide medical or dental services to our folks that don't have insurance, and they will do that at no cost or no ability to pay. So if you can't pay and you need dental work, Contegra can help you with that. Contegra and certainly our health services. But there's many ways to be involved. Certainly, giving time and giving your resources to some of the local organizations. I encourage people to be involved with that, because it takes all of us coming together to fix big problems like this. I think Gaston County and our citizens have been stereotyped over the years. There was a stigma when I would meet people from out of our county, and I would say proudly, I'm from Gaston County, and then they would go, "Oh, Gaston County," and that some of that is the heritage of the textile mills that we had a lot of people, including my ancestors, that came here looking for a better way of life, but they came up hard, and but they came here. They were able to get in houses that were mostly owned by the textile mills, but they were able to get there, and they had a job that they could provide food, provide clothing, provide shelter for their children, and for generations that has been going on that we've had, but Gaston County's kind of had a hard scrabble root. So a lot of our people came here from elsewhere, the mountains. My family was from the mountains of North Carolina, and so when they got to Gaston County, they seen it as a place that they could attain some of their dreams that they wanted to. However, we still had been a modest county for the most part. We had a lot of people that probably fell below the poverty line in Gaston County, but make no mistake, our people had a lot of heart and a lot of soul here in Gaston County, and a lot of pride, because they were proud that they were able to work, and having a job gives you more self-respect, that when you're able to take care of yourself and you're able to provide for your family by being employed, whether it be in a textile mill or in a hospital or working in law enforcement or public service, that should give you some self-respect, and I think a lot of folks that still need that, they need to find that, and so we have a lot of folks that are vulnerable in Gaston County, and we need to keep working to bring them up, but but we have the pride of Gaston County, and just our athletic program in Gaston County. I've been seeing a lot of the folks. Perry Fuel is a graduate of South Point High School, and Perry went on to do well in college. Then in the NFL, he became a coach and has coached for more than close to 30 years that Perry's been involved in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl with the Giants a few years ago. And then we've got people like James Worthy and Eric Sleepy Floyd and Harold Varner that has done well, and many others. I'm leaving out that, but we've had, so athletics was also kind of a source of pride for a lot of folks that were here in Gastonia and in Gaston County. So we're proud of those folks for their accomplishments on the field and in sports, but they've also, a lot of them have come back and done good things for our city and our county. So I hope that Gaston County will have confidence and trust in me to send me to Raleigh. But regardless of whether I get elected to go to Raleigh or not, I'll continue to serve right here in Gaston County in my current capacity as county commissioner or volunteering for other organizations. I'm not going to stop serving, but Gaston County, this is our time, I believe, in Gaston County, and there are many things going on right now. There's lots of investment here. We're bringing lots of jobs to Gaston County, so I think our future is bright in Gaston County, and I look forward to seeing our people and our community thrive here in the county.